Welcome to today's lecture. Our today's topic is preparation of curd and lassi. So these are fermented dairy product. Earlier I have discussed one full lecture on different type of fermented dairy products, and later I have specifically discussed another lecture on yogurt. So yogurt is a special kind of curd with a very special qualities, cultures and specialities. Whereas curd is a simple fermented dairy product. Here we will discuss about what is curd, its composition, requirements, different variety or classification, different methods of preparation of curd, and then more specifically about traditional and modern scientific methods or sweet or misty dahi. And finally we will discuss about the quality aspect, packaging and storage, and also we will discuss about lassi, which is a separate product derived from the curd and very popular mostly in the northern part of India. Here is the definition for curd. According to FSSAI, dahi or curd is the product obtained from pasteurized or boiled milk by souring natural or otherwise by a harmless lactic acid or other bacterial culture. Dahi should have the same percentage of fat and solids not fat as the milk from which it is prepared. So this is the basic understanding about what is curd and its legal definition for the curd. Now we will see about classification of curd. So it is broadly in two categories. First one is for churning into desi or indigenous butter, which is called makhan. So most of the time people will make small scale curd from which they will do churning and make the indigenous butter, which is called makhan, and most of the time that makhan will be boiled to make ghee, so which we have discussed separately in the lecture for ghee. The second category of curd is mainly for direct consumption. That can be of different category like whole milk dahi or curd, skim milk dahi, or sweet dahi, or sometimes sour dahi, and sweetened dahi. So there are different variety for direct consumption of curd. Here we will discuss about the curd variety and culture. Generally curd can be sour or sweet. We have discussed in the previous lecture when I was talking about fermented dairy products, and also in yogurt lecture. In case of yogurt, very specific culture is used, whereas in case of curd, mixed culture is used. So in case of sweet dahi, a combination of several starters will be present, because generally the old curd is used as the starter here. So it may contain Streptococcus lactis, Streptococcus diacetylactis, Streptococcus cremoris, and sometimes leuconostosis. These are the combination which may be present in sweet dahi culture. In case of sour dahi, the same cultures may be there. In addition, there can be Streptococcus thermophilus or Lactobacillus bulgaricus. These two are very specific for yogurt, but this may be present in this culture also, but they will grow only if the incubation temperature is high, that is above 40 degrees Celsius. So which specific culture will grow, that depends on the temperature for the curd. Here is some of the specific requirements or characteristics for curds. So it should have a acidity percent. In case of sweet curd 0.7 and sour dahi 1.0%. Yeast and mold counts per gram. In case of sweet curd it is 100 per gram and sour also 100 per gram. In case of coliform count per gram, it should be 10 per gram maximum in both the case, and phosphatage test in both the case it should be negative. So these are some of the specific quality requirements for curds. Here is the composition of curd, specifically whole milk curd or dahi. The water is 85 to 88%, almost like milk. So it is the fermented milk, liquid type. the fat 5 to 8%, protein 3.2 to 3.4%, lactose 4.6 to 5.2%, and as 0.7 to 0.72%. Now we will discuss about method of production. So here we will discuss mainly for the curd preparation for direct consumption. We will not discuss for the preparation of makhan or butter, that is the traditional curd by churning they will make makhan or butter, which we are not discussing here. We are discussing only the curd for direct consumption, in which I told there are two categories. One is sour curd or sour dahi, which is prepared by two ways. One is traditional method, another is scientific method. Similarly, for the sweetened dahi or misti dahi, we will discuss about the method of preparation. Now we will discuss about the preparation of curd in traditional method, that is commonly done in the home. So this is the sour curd produced in very commonly in most of the households. So here the milk is taken, then that is boiled, then cooled to room temperature. After that, the previous day's curd or buttermilk is used as the culture. Generally, the previous day's curd is used as culture. It is called backsloping, and the amount of culture added is 1 to 2%, and this quantity varies depending on the seasonal temperature. During winter time, the temperature, if it is less, we need to put higher culture, maybe up to 2%, whereas in summer time, when the temperature is high, 1% is enough. And the time required for fermentation or optimum fermentation varies depending on the temperature. And then after this addition of starter culture, it is kept in normal room temperature for incubation. So in traditional method, there is no other specific temperature control for the incubation or growth of microbes. So it is kept in normal temperature, and depending on the environmental temperature, the curd will be ready after 4 to 6 hours in summer, whereas in winter, if the temperature is low, it may take even up to 8 hours or 10 hours. Here we will discuss the scientific or standard method for making the curd, which is done in the large scale in the dairy plant. So first milk is taken, it will undergo filtration and then heating to 65 degrees Celsius and homogenization. These are the routine procedure for any dairy products, and then it is heated to 90 degrees Celsius for 5 minutes to complete pasteurization, and then cooling to around 40-42 degrees Celsius, and then the culture is inoculated at 1 to 2%. As I have told, generally the old curd is used for culture, and then it is incubated around 40 to 42 degrees Celsius. If we keep it at this temperature, some of the better starter culture will grow, and we should have the growth and acidity up to 1%. So after around 4 to 6 hours, we should check the acidity or setting. If there is proper setting, then that shows the curd is ready, and at this time curd should be removed from the incubator and it should be kept in refrigerator. So this will do the better setting and stop further growth of the culture, and there will be no further souring. So this is the brief procedure or steps for the curd making in a scientific way or in the dairy plant. Here we will discuss little more details about the milk for curd. So the milk should be produced hygienically, and good quality products can be produced from good quality raw material. So if we have to make good quality curd, the milk should be good and hygienically processed, because it has to maintain a uniform quality for everyday production. The fat percentage should be approximately 4 to 5%, and higher the fat or total solid, higher will be the firmness and lower synergy. So nowadays the curd which we get in special plastic cups or in plastic flexible packages, they are quite thick. So this thickness is due to the added milk powder or due to higher total solid. So total solid minimum it should be 12%, but if we get a thickened texture, it can be another 3% milk powder should be added. Here, as I mentioned in the flow chart, the heating is done at 90 degrees Celsius for 5 minutes, though that much is not required for actual pasteurization, but this helps in better recovery of the whey protein. So whey protein being soluble in nature, that is not fully participating in coagulation. So if we get the more of this whey protein, this higher temperature helps, and that increases the yield. Similarly, cooling to around 40-42 degrees Celsius is good, because at this temperature we can see some of the thermophilic bacteria will grow, especially the culture for yogurt, that is Streptococcus thermophilus and Lactobacillus bulgaricus. They will grow better if the temperature is above 40. So starter culture remain active at this temperature and convert lactose. So they will use the lactose for their metabolism and to get their energy, and in that process they produce lactic acid. So that lactic acid accumulates, and that is the cause for coagulation and setting of yogurt or curd. Now we will discuss about the sweet dahi or misti dahi. Sometimes it is called lal dahi or payodhi. This is very famous in eastern part of India like West Bengal, Orissa, Bihar, and most famous in Calcutta. So misti dahi has a characteristic brown color, a cooked and caramelized flavor, and firm body. So here it is prepared commercially by adding 6.25 to 7% cane sugar to milk, either before boiling or at the time of setting. The intense heating causes the milk to brown in color and get partially concentrated. Because we are adding the sugar, the thickness is increased and the volume get reduced to 3/4 of the original. So in this case, the sugar added with the milk and it is boiled for some time. In that there is some evaporation, so the milk becomes more condensed or thick, and due to heat treatment the sugar get caramelized. That gives the brown color and also a different flavor. So this is the specialty of sweetened dahi. Here is little more details about the sweetened curd or misti dahi. Here artificial color, sugar, caramel and jaggery are also added during production. Most commonly the caramelized sugar gives the color, or sometimes jaggery is used, that gives a color and special flavor. Here after heat treatment the milk is cooled to room temperature and then seeded, that is the culture is added. So generally that amount varies, and this culture is previous days old product or dahi is used as the culture. It is usually set in earthenware or the earthen vessels or cups. For bulk quantity it is used in bigger vessels, or for individual cups also it can be put, and then the finished product obtained after 15 to 16 hours. So it is because sweet, the culture growth will be slow because sugar is added and it takes more time to be ready. So this is some more details about the misti dahi. Here is the sensory quality of whole milk dahi, that is the mostly the sour dahi. The quality parameters like color. The color will be yellowish creamy white for cow and creamy white for buffalo milk, free from browning. Appearance, it should be smooth and glossy surface, creamy layer on top, free from extraneous matter. Flavor, it will be mild, pleasant smell, clean acid taste, free from off flavors. Body, that should be soft, free from gas holes and whey pockets. So this indicates about the texture of the curd, and the acidity should be around 0.75 to 0.85%. So these are the standard sensory quality required for whole milk dahi, that is the sour dahi. Now about packaging and storage. In case of traditional preparation of curd or misti dahi, it is stored in earthen vessels, either in bulk or in individual small cups. But in a modern commercial production in dairy plant, mostly they are packed in plastic cups or flexible plastic pouches also. The recommended temperature for storage is 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. there is short keeping quality at room temperature. If it is not kept in refrigerator, the keeping quality will be short, maximum maybe 5 to 6 hours. After that, the sourness will heavily increase. And in case of low temperature, that is 5 to 10 degrees Celsius, we can have storage up to 1 week. So this is briefly all about the curd, and now we will discuss briefly about the lassi. Now briefly we will discuss about preparation of lassi. So what is lassi? Traditionally lassi refers to desi buttermilk which is obtained while churning whole milk curd for the production of desi butter. So while discussing about butter and ghee, I told traditionally they make curd and then there is a churning by traditional method manually. At that time the fat is removed which is called makhan and remaining part is called as buttermilk or lassi. But actual lassi is prepared from the whole curd. The curd is mixed with water and also suitable amount of sugar, flavor and dry fruits, maybe sometime little bit of ice, and everything is vigorously mixed by using some agitator or mixie, and then we get a special drink that is called lassi. Now about composition of lassi. The composition of lassi depends on the composition of dahi or curd, which is the main starting material, and then extent to which the curd is diluted when mixing. So we will be mixing water or buttermilk along with the curd, and that is vigorously mixed. So how much water is added, that makes a difference about the composition. And finally the efficiency of fat removal. Sometime from the curd partially fat is removed. So if the fat is removed, the overall composition of the lassi will vary. Here is the flow chart for preparation of lassi. So first dahi should be made, which we have discussed already, from the milk, the traditional way of making dahi or curd. Then it is broken and then it is vigorously mixed in the mixie by adding water. This water can be even sometime ice. In summertime the ice is preferred, sometime and sugar is also added, and at this stage the flavor is added and thoroughly it is mixed, and then it is filled in the cup or bottle and served, or sometime it is kept in refrigerator in a bulk and then it is served. So there are several options for making the lassi. This is the basic steps for preparation of lassi. Now we are at the end of today's lecture. Today we had a short lecture. We have discussed about mainly for preparation of curd, that is what is curd, the definition. There are two kind of normal traditional curd or sour curd, then sweet curd, and we have discussed about the methods of preparation, the traditional methods and the modern scientific or standard methods, different kind of cultures we have used, the kind of milk required, and we also discussed about the sweetened dahi or misti dahi, what are the speciality, how it is made, what are the details, and some of the sensory quality aspect of the curd we have discussed, and finally about the packaging and storage. And in the last part we have discussed about lassi. So lassi is a drink prepared from the curd by adding flavor, sugar, dry fruits and thoroughly and vigorously mixing it and served as a drink. So this is what is all about today's lecture about the preparation of curd and lassi. Thank you.